It's been a very icy weekend, just reminding us that although spring is around the corner, winter is still here and it's biting hard for our local wildlife. So you'd think this is some kind of weird sculpture, but actually this is the blocks of ice taken from the tub which I put out on this top step that I put water in. Now this has been out about 20 minutes already, freezing over. And it's so important that what I've finished so frozen that the birds and the wildlife has got somewhere to get a drink of running water. So I'm going to be checking this throughout as many times as I can today, keeping it refreshed. You can hear the birds. Fortunately, the cold snap isn't set to continue, and as you visit Lakeside, there's lots of different bird species that you can see, including tern gulls, which have come here in huge numbers and are currently on the lake. Lots of different spring shoots and flowers are also starting to come up in bloom, which means very soon the spring season will be well underway. With this in mind, our pre-spring habitat management is ongoing. So you might recognise where I am. That's the main Brookside estate there. We've got these two areas here with trees, sort of by where the old underpass used to be. And what we're doing here is just tidying these up a bit, because you've got all this scrub and you've got these sapling trees. Now these trees could be healthy, but what's happening at the moment, they're self-seeded, they're really close together. So as they get bigger, they're all competing for space, they're competing for light, they'll be all twisted up. And so it seems mad to be taking out a healthy tree, but in all honesty, if you leave them to get bigger, what you're going to end up with lots of unhealthy trees that don't grow true and don't grow straight. And so actually it's probably better just to thin it out, make them less dense, and then the ones that are left will go nice, straight, strong, healthy, and there'll be a nice healthy canopy underneath. Some of the scrub as well we're going to lift back and kind of just see what's underneath there, because I can see some shoots peeping out, so I'll have a good look at those. So I'll keep you updated. This is why we do it. I've thinned this area here so you can see some areas where I took out some of the smaller saplings. However, I've left some of the bigger ones with a bit of space to grow, but down at sort of like the ground level, once we've got some of these brambles up that we're sort of choking it out, you can see arum lily there, the big one in the centre. That one is arum lily, also known as lords and ladies. These are our native English bluebells, because this is right next to our ancient woodland. So I'm thinking these are probably native. And there's a good patch of these here, and actually if you give them a bit of room to grow, they will grow. And so that's what we're trying to do here. Look at this is literally right next to the road. Solitary snowdrop in flower. Now we don't really have snowdrops around here, so I have no idea how this got here. It's on its own at the moment. If we just keep an eye on this area, is just going to populate further. There might actually be two. I think there's a smaller one just next to it. Right, now we know it's here, we'll do what we can to protect it, because that'd be a really good early spring source of nectar and flower. So having this area here, that's a great little find. Just like that, all on its own, we have a little elf cup fungus. Really bright, bold red. Grows on dead wood, emerges sort of late January time. Sticks around for a few weeks. I'm not going to disturb that, because it's obviously got all the right conditions to grow there, and I don't see many of these around here either actually. So again, it's another species we want to encourage. That's just from sort of digging around underneath the scrub and seeing what's here. So I'm going to leave a bit there just to protect that, I think, because they're quite vulnerable. You don't want to get stepped on. Nice to see. The work that we do to enhance habitats within our woodlands and hedgerows is vitally important. The more species we can support in these areas, the more layers of insects there is, and the more layers of every single part of the ecosystem above that there will be. We know it's important, but we also know it's important to do it in a timely manner. Right now are the winter months, but in a couple of weeks, when March is here, it'll be mainstream nesting season. And we must ensure that any work that we intend to do is finished before then. In fact, the discovery of this wood pigeon eggshell, one of the first species to breed, just this morning, means that nesting season for some might have already started. Luckily, even though we haven't been able to meet as a group, most of our pre-spring work is already done. And the results, as you can see from these pictures taken last year, we know work,
and we look forward to having all these wildflowers and many more in bloom in our hedgerows, our woodlands and on some of our verges.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all from me this week. Stay safe, stay kind. We look forward to putting another bulletin out next week. Thank you.